Hey everybody, how's it going? I've come up with a list of things that I want to focus on this week. I figured writing everything down that I want to get accomplished will help me to stay on track and get everything taken care of. The four main things that I'm going to be working on this week are building a drawer for my kitchen cabinet. I need to fix my water tank. I've got an air vent on it and I need to attach something to that so that water won't slosh out. Right now I just have like a washcloth attached to it to keep the water from coming out of it, but I really need something different on there. I need to cut down my mattress. I cut some of my mattress off a while back, however it's still really tight fitting in that space, so I need to cut a little bit more off, and then I need to go down the length of it as well and cut some off just so that it fits better in that space. And then the last thing I'm hoping I can get to, I have some parts ordered and I'm hoping they come in sometime this week, but I'm going to be building a frame for my solar panels. I have the flexible solar panels and I really don't want to drill any more into the roof of my van, and I don't trust gluing them down. So I thought I would try to build a frame for them and then use some crossbars to attach to the guttering that's on the side of my van up on the roof and see if that works. I don't know if it'll work or not, but I thought I would try it out. So the first thing that I'm going to work on is probably going to be the easiest, and that's cutting my mattress down. I've got my blanket and my sheets in there in the washer right now, so right now is a perfect time to do that. This week my goal is to be a lot more productive than I was last week. That made it so much more easier to get that mattress in. Hey everybody, I just wanted to throw a side note on here real quick. As I'm filming this, the channel is up to 598 subscribers. Only 2 away from 600 subscribers, which is awesome. I just wanted to come on here and thank you all so much for subscribing, watching, and supporting this channel. It's been a lot of fun watching it grow, and I can't wait to see what happens with this channel in the next year. If you haven't already, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it, and it helps the channel out a ton. But now, back to the regular video. Okay. Alright, so I got my bed put back together and made, and cutting the mattress down definitely helps a lot with making my bed. Getting the mattress in and making my bed is going to be a whole lot easier now, thank goodness. But it's getting kind of late, so I think I'm going to make myself some dinner and head to bed. I'll pick you guys back up in the morning. Good morning, everybody. It started raining, so I had to move everything up here on the porch, but I think I've got the layout of my solar panels that I want, so I think I'm going to go ahead and get started on framing out my solar panels. So this is how I'm going to have them set. This will be the front of my van and this will be the back. And I'm going to be using this 1-inch aluminum square tubing to frame everything out and get everything put together. Let's see how this goes. Alright, so I have the outer frame built and I have all of the holes lined up. I'm just gonna have to drill holes down so I can bolt it to the frame. But I'm liking it so far. These end pieces that are open, I'm gonna buy plugs to put in there. I'm gonna spray paint this frame black and get black plugs to make it look nice. And then in the middle, you can see that the middle is sagging down here. I'm gonna get a frame piece for in between each panel. So I got everything put together. I didn't do a ton of filming on this. Thankfully, my dad was helping me with this, and I try not to film a whole lot when he's out here in the camera, so I didn't get a whole lot filmed, but I wanted to come out here and talk about exactly what we did. So I'm using 1-inch aluminum square tubing, and then I've attached it with some L brackets. The top, I have flat L brackets on the top and on the bottom. You can't really see the bottom right now. And then I used a different type of L bracket to go on in the center for the center cross pieces. But I like how it turned out. We set the solar panels down on it and they fit perfectly, so I think this is going to work out really good. I just need to get some crossbars installed, and that's what I've ordered. I'm just waiting on those to come in. It doesn't look like they're going to come in time for this video, but at least I have this built and taken care of. So now I'm just going to get started on painting it. So I got the frame built and painted, and I really like the look of this. I think it's gonna look really good on top of my van. Now that I've got it painted and the paint is dry, I need to flip it back over, and then I can start installing the solar panels on it. Well, this is what the solar panels and the frame is gonna look like. I don't know how well you can see the frame on the camera, but it looks really good. I like it. I have these bolts, which the bolts I put in are gonna be spray painted black to help keep them from rusting. However, as you can see, they're not quite long enough. I could probably make that work. However, I have them overlapping in the middle. So with the ones that are overlapping, they're not gonna be long enough. So these were 1.5-inch bolts. So I'll just go buy some 2-inch bolts, and that'll be plenty long enough. So I guess it's a good thing that the crossbars haven't come in yet. That gives me some time to go buy some different bolts to bolt those down. So even though I couldn't bolt the solar panels down to the frame, I still consider this a finished project because the frame is done. So now that I've got the frame done, I'm probably not going to be able to get to my drawer this week, which I'm totally fine with. I'm so excited that I got this frame built, so I'm not even worried about the drawer right now. But I did go and buy some stuff for my water tank to connect to the air vent. So let me go and show you what that's gonna look like.
Can I go to the channel now?
Yeah. What are you doing?
I'm sitting on the boat playing with this.
Oh yeah? He asked me if he could be on the channel, and how can I say no? Alright, so it's a pretty tight fit up underneath my bed in this area, so I don't think I'm going to be able to get my camera down there to get a good shot of it. However, the hole that I'm using for my air vent in my water tank is 1/2 inch, so I went and got this 1/2 inch threaded connector, and also this 30-inch faucet hose. And what I'm going to do is just connect this to my water tank. When I'm putting water in the tank and whenever I'm taking water out of the tank, I need an air vent. So this will allow air to go in and out and keep the water from sloshing out while I'm driving. So I'm going to go ahead and get this installed, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, it's going to be kind of hard to see, but I was a little afraid that that connector wasn't going to be the right size. However, if I can get this out of the way, you can see it down in there. I've got everything connected and everything fit perfectly in there. And then I've curled this up around here and attached it to this board up underneath my bed back here. So I don't think any water is going to be able to slosh out of that, which is perfect. All right, now that I have my water tank taken care of, I think I'm going to call it for the week. I didn't get all 4 things done. I didn't get the drawer in the kitchen cabinet done. However, I'm still happy with what I did get done this week. That water tank has been worrying me, so I'm glad that's taken care of and I don't have to worry about that anymore. I can fill my water tank up and drive my van and not have to worry about the water sloshing out. I really haven't been able to use my water system very much because of that issue. So with that being taken care of, I won't have to worry about that anymore. And then the solar panels, I've got the frame built. Perfect. I'm happy with it. I love how it looks. One thing that I was going to mention and I forgot was, so I mentioned that I'm going to be doing the crossbars across my roof. I'm going to have 2 of them, and then I'm going to attach that frame to those crossbars. This is a temporary solution. I've got a big trip coming up in a couple of months, and I need my solar panels attached up on my roof for that trip. So I needed something cheaper than doing a full roof rack. Eventually, I do plan on buying a nice full roof rack for the top of my van, but they're like $2,000 or more for the ones that I want. So right now, most of my money is, I'm saving most of my money for this trip that's coming up in a couple of months. So I just wanted to get this done because it's significantly cheaper to do it this route than to buy the full roof rack. I'll eventually get the roof rack. I'll just, after my trip, I'm going to focus on that and start saving money and get the roof rack then. But I just wanted to explain that because eventually I'm going to be changing it. So I just wanted to let you all know that this is all just a temporary fix for my solar panels. And then the last thing I wanted to mention on my solar panels was why I decided to build a frame for them. The flexible solar panels, everybody that I've seen install those, they've either drilled into the roof of their van and bolted them down that way, or they've glued them down. And one, I don't want to have to drill anything else into my van. I'm done drilling into the roof of my van. I don't want to do that anymore. And 2, I really do not trust gluing these solar panels down to the roof. I just don't trust it. The last thing I want to happen is me driving down the highway and they go flying. That would be awful. So that's why I decided to build the frame. I think they're going to work perfectly. I'm excited to get them up on my roof permanently because with those solar panels and the battery setup that I have and charging while I'm driving, I'm not going to have to worry about power at all. So I'm very excited for all of this. And I think that was everything that I forgot to mention earlier in the video. So I think that's where I'm going to end it this week. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, please consider hitting that subscribe button, and I will see you all next Thursday.